Now, let's explore the biblical evidence that underpins the relevance of physical beauty and or attractiveness. And as I have told you, I'm going to be referring a lot to my article, my notes at www.namevix.com. All right, now, Bible does not shy away from the word beauty, and I mean physical beauty, not the inner character only. Okay, let's start it from Genesis. It is said that when God presented Eve to Adam, Adam was amazed at the beauty of Eve, and in his words he confessed and said, well, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She will be called woman, because she was taken out of man. In the same book, Abraham calls his wife Sarai, right? He calls her beautiful to look at. That is completely physical. Now, in Genesis 24:16, Isaac's servant describes Rebekah as a damsel, young and married woman, and pretty. Now, you look at that story of Isaac's servant trying to get a wife for his master and the description he gives when he sees Rebekah. Of course, there is no doubt that in all these cases, the inner beauty or character of these people is considered, but there is no exclusion of the physical beauty as well. And we are going to see it even more. In Genesis chapter 39 verse 6, Joseph is called or is described as well-built and handsome. In 1 Samuel chapter 9 verse 2, Saul is described as a fine young man who stood head taller and was better than other men in the land. King David is referred to as young, tanned is brown. Okay, so meaning brown in some ways, in some people, in some cultures, to be brown can be considered as beauty. We are going to look at them in details. And handsome, that's 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 12. In the same book, Samuel, Abigail, the wife of the foolish and cruel man Nabal, is regarded as wise and beautiful. That's 1 Samuel 25 verse 3. When David noticed Bathsheba while she was bathing, what he saw was a physical beauty on her. King Solomon's book, Song of Solomon, is full of melodies and descriptions of physical beauty and attractiveness of both men and women alike. For example, in chapter 4, the beauty of a woman is described like this. Let me read it for you. Your breasts are like two fawns. Your lips are like red silk threads. Your teeth are like newly sheared sheep. Your eyes are like doves, and your hair like a flock of goats streaming down Mount Gilead. In the same book, chapter 5, verse 10, man's handsomeness is described as follows. Let me read it for you again. My lover is healthy and tan. His head is like the finest gold. His hair is wavy and black. His eyes are like doves. His cheeks are like beds of spices. His hands, his lips, his legs, his body are all wonderfully beautiful. And listen to this. His mouth is sweet to kiss, and I desire him very much. That is physical beauty. All right, there are so many more other verses in the Bible that talk and reflect about physical beauty of individuals, but we have considered those few ones. Maybe what's important is our interpretation of them. Let's get to it. To properly interpret the emphasis on physical beauty in the Bible, especially in the Old Testament, let's look at the interpretation of those verses by New Testament authors. Now, let's start with 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 3 to 4. Peter says, "It is not fancy hair, gold jewelry, or fine clothes that should make you beautiful. No, your beauty should come from within you, the beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit that will never be destroyed and is very precious to God." Indeed, God had made it clear when it comes to Eliab, when Samuel was choosing David, and Jesse, the father of David, was to present all his sons to Samuel. There is one son who was called Eliab, who physically was good, with a good standing and tall and handsome as a man. But God had said this: "Look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature." Like I've told you, height to us men is beauty. "Because I have refused him." It doesn't matter how beautiful physically someone is. For the Lord sees not as a man sees, for man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. Very important. Now, what does that mean? It means that physical beauty, yes, it is there and it's attractive and we like it, but to God it doesn't matter if you can't have the inner beauty, the inner character, the calm spirit that is precious to God. The point is, it doesn't matter how beautiful someone is on the outside. What God cares about most is the inner character.